Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Dax McCoy. New at 9, the Jefferson County Grand Jury is indicting 6 suspects in connection with one of the Beaumont shootings in May. The suspects indicted for deadly conduct in the May 5th shooting on Maddox Street near the BISD Peach MacArthur campus. 2 people were wounded, including an adult and a juvenile, bullet holes piercing several cars and shell casings littering the street. Police have now arrested about a dozen suspects linked to the May shootings. We are closely following a fatal officer-involved shooting in Beaumont's North End. The suspect killed. Tonight, immigration crackdown protests hitting even closer to home. That Monday night fight at the U.S. Penitentiary in Beaumont has taken a deadly turn. Now, Mello, we haven't heard from the family yet, but you spoke with a close friend of the victim. I know it must have been tough hearing from them. What'd they have to say about her? The structure is not totally secure. Fox 4's Erica Harris is covering the project. She joins us live from downtown Beaumont. So, Erica, what can you tell us about that progress report? Some 50 years ago, the Clean Water Act was supposed to safeguard our nation's waterways from precisely this kind of threat. So what happened? We look at the ongoing contamination and explore why some are now saying more has to be done to hold polluters accountable. We know that rain is coming. The question really is, what kind of winds can we expect? And how about the possibility of an isolated tornado, Greg?
Yeah, all those things are on the board.
Well, I'm talking about manufacturing, Greg. We could use some rain. Can you manufacture some of that for us?
We may have to do that to get it to rain. Have to manufacture because it sure isn't happening in the atmosphere right now.
Now, Greg, this is weather that you probably don't want to be playing golf in early.
Doesn't sound like
at least
a plan
later
to me.
in the day. Maybe early in the morning, right?
Yeah, exactly. I get maximum roll, I would think.
You would think.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of golf, Kirsten's joining us now. And Kirsten, I understand that you played some golf earlier today, and maybe you got a ways to go before you get a handicap of a 6 or an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
There were chants of 2 more years, 2 more years. The crowd behind me here, they were all chanting it as soon as they found out that Mayor West had won re-election. As you can hear, they're very excited. Mayor Barty, I gotta ask you, you've led the city through some really tough times, COVID, vaccine hesitancy. What do tonight's results say about your last term?
Well, I think that the citizens and just real close to 50% of those who decided to participate in this particular election have made a decision that they want me to continue the progress.
Let me ask you about the homeless camps that you had recently. You put that on pause to clean it up on 9th Avenue, but just yesterday you had it swept through. What was your decision behind that?
Okay, well, it was ironic that they began on yesterday. The timing on it was not anything that I had anything to do with. Our city manager and the Public Works Department had worked with a private contractor that was available on yesterday.
Mayor, what's going to end up happening to those homeless folks that have been removed?
Okay, those individuals have agencies that have reached out that are prepared to house them.
Aaron, I just got done talking to Chief Solons, and he tells me that so far this looks like a case of self-defense. But I want to take you a little deeper inside this scene, so follow me over here real quick. The police just taking down the caution tape, and I want to show you this truck right here. This truck, we don't know exactly how it's involved, but as you can see, the doors are still open to it. There was some blood on the front side of it. We're not going to show it to you, but we also want to point out this window that's been shattered over here on the left side of the truck. Chief Solon says that this all started around 7:45 tonight at the Papa John's off of Main Street. An argument breaking out between the suspect and another man. The chief says the suspect then shot the man in the arm. That man's son then stepping in and shooting the suspect. That suspect died. The father was then taken to Christus St. Elizabeth with a non-life-threatening injury. So far, no one has been arrested, and the son is cooperating with police.
It's pretty early, but we don't have anybody in custody right now. No one under arrest. I'm not right now anticipating that to happen right now.
Now, Aaron, earlier tonight when I first got here, there were evidence markers strewn all over the ground, and again, that shattered glass window as well. But also a district attorney and a justice of the peace were here on scene. But again, I want to reiterate that one person so far has died. Another person was taken to Christus St. Elizabeth Hospital with a non-life-threatening injury. That man, the father who was involved in this deadly shooting. Lumberton Police Chief Danny Solons tells KFDM his department has launched a criminal investigation into what led the car seat with a baby boy flying out of a vehicle while the mother was turning. Our media partner, Adam Brooks, and the Brooks Report Live, obtaining the dramatic footage from another driver who captured it all. Chief Solon says the mother was traveling north on Highway 96 in front of City Hall shortly after 6 p.m., making a left turn onto West Chance Cutoff when the rear passenger door swung open and a car seat with a 21-month-old boy flew out onto Highway 96. You can see the Good Samaritan using his pickup truck to block traffic. He rushes out and another woman joins him to help the baby. Chief Solon says officers determined the child was not properly secured and the doors were not locked. 2 other young children, ages 1 and 3, also not properly secured in the car seats in the back of the vehicle. Those car seats, however, did remain inside. The Good Samaritan drove the baby to a nearby Shell Fast Lane store. They called 911, and Lumberton Police, EMS, and a sheriff's deputy responded. Solons says the child suffered a head injury but was conscious and alert when he was taken by ambulance to Christus St. Elizabeth Hospital.
This absolutely should not have happened. We've all been parents before. We all know how to put a car seat in. If you don't come to the station, we'll show you how. But this absolutely should not have occurred, and we are conducting an investigation that's not going to end tonight.
The chief says God must have been watching. A call for unity in southeast Texas, with death and destruction mounting in the Middle East. On Friday night, Temple Emmanuel invited the entire community from all backgrounds to join the congregation as it prayed for Israel.
We're living in fear and uncertainty.
That's the president of Temple Emmanuel, Ken Parker.
It was a very emotional night, I think, for everybody. It's just such a wonderful feeling to see people come here and pray with us and come and shake my hand and hug me. As you probably saw, I almost cried a couple times. It's a very emotional time for me.
He told us he felt inspired by the number of people who came out, and that included Beaumont Councilmember Mike Getz. Getz's wife, Allison, the longtime county tax assessor collector, died this week after a long battle with cancer.
My wife's passing was peaceful. What happened in Israel was barbaric, horrendous, and there is no words to express the outrage that I feel towards Hamas.
While Hamas remains a threat, both Getz and Parker say they are sad so many innocent civilians are likely to die on both sides.
I want to see Hamas wiped off the face of the planet, but unfortunately, if it's not Hamas, it's somebody else. And I keep coming back to it, Dax. People that don't know about Judaism, it leaves a vacuum. It breeds hate.